The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. Psalm 23:1. These words from Psalm 23 are more than just comforting. They hold the key to finding peace and direction in a world full of chaos. Have you ever felt like you're constantly chasing after something only to still feel empty? What if you could live with the assurance that you already have everything you need? Join me as I take Psalm 23 and challenge myself to apply its timeless wisdom in my daily life for an entire week. Together, we'll discover how these ancient words can transform the way we approach life's struggles and uncertainties. Psalm 23 is one of the most cherished passages in the Bible. Whether you're familiar with it or not, you've probably heard its words at some point. It's often recited in moments of hardship and uncertainty because it speaks directly to our deepest fears and needs. The psalm is a poetic masterpiece that paints a picture of God as our shepherd, guiding us through both the peaceful and difficult moments of life. In this video, I'm going to explore how this ancient scripture applies to us today. Can it still bring comfort in an age of anxiety and endless distractions? Let's find out. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. We live in a world that's constantly pushing us to be more, do more, and achieve more. From the moment we wake up, we're bombarded with messages telling us we're not enough. We need to work harder, be smarter, look better, and somehow always stay ahead. It's no wonder that so many of us struggle with feelings of anxiety, uncertainty, and even burnout. The constant pressure to succeed can leave us feeling overwhelmed, like we're carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders. Have you ever felt that way, like no matter how much you do, it's never enough? Maybe you've had moments where you feel lost, unsure of your next step, or even your purpose. You're not alone. In today's world, it's easy to get caught up in the rush and lose sight of what really matters. We chase after things, money, success, approval, thinking they'll fill the emptiness inside, but often they leave us feeling more lost and disconnected than before. This is where Psalm 23 comes in. In the midst of all the noise, all the pressure, all the expectations, this ancient text offers us something different: peace, rest, and direction. But how do we actually live out these words? How do we apply the wisdom of Psalm 23 to our everyday lives, especially when everything around us seems to be telling us the opposite? Let's start with the very first verse. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. Think about that for a moment. The idea of lacking nothing is radical in a world that constantly tells us we don't have enough. But here we're reminded that with God as our shepherd, we already have everything we need. This isn't about material wealth or worldly success. It's about trusting that God will provide for us in every situation. When we focus on Him, we realize that we don't need to chase after more. We can rest in the assurance that He is enough. Verse 2 says, He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. This is a beautiful image of rest and restoration. In a world that glorifies busyness, God invites us to slow down. How often do we allow ourselves to truly rest, to step away from the hustle and recharge? Psalm 23 reminds us that rest isn't a luxury, it's a necessity for our souls. God knows when we need to pause and be refreshed, and He leads us to places where we can find peace, both physically and spiritually. In verse 3 we read, He guides me along the right paths for His name's sake. This is a powerful reminder that we are not navigating life on our own. Even when we don't know what the future holds, God is guiding us. He leads us along the right paths, not for our glory, but for His. This is a comforting thought, especially when we face difficult decisions or when life feels uncertain. We can trust that God is directing our steps, even when we don't see the full picture. And then, of course, there's verse 4. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. This verse speaks directly to our fears. Life isn't always easy and we will walk through dark valleys. But Psalm 23 reminds us that we don't have to be afraid. Even in our darkest moments, God is with us, guiding and protecting us. His rod and staff symbolize His care. He protects us and keeps us safe even when we can't see the way ahead. I remember a time when I felt like I was walking through my own dark valley. Anxiety and fear were constant companions, and I didn't know how I would find my way out. But in those moments, I turned to Psalm 23. I would read it over and over again, letting its words sink into my heart. Slowly, I began to feel a shift. The words, "I will fear no evil, for you are with me," became my anchor. I realized that even though my circumstances hadn't changed, my perspective had. I wasn't facing my challenges alone. God was with me every step of the way. I'll never forget how that season of my life became a turning point. Psalm 23 didn't magically make my problems disappear, but it gave me the strength and peace to keep going. It reminded me that no matter how dark the valley, God's presence is my comfort and my guide. This psalm became more than just words on a page. It became a lifeline, a source of hope that carried me through. Psalm 23 offers a message of comfort, peace, and guidance that is just as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. It reminds us that no matter what we face in life, whether it's uncertainty, fear, or exhaustion, God is our shepherd. He provides for us, leads us, and protects us. And most importantly, He is with us, even in the darkest valleys. This timeless psalm invites us to trust in His care and rest in His peace. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your favorite verse from Psalm 23? How has it impacted your life? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's encourage each other on this journey. Also, be sure to check out my other videos for more spiritual insights, reflections, and challenges like this one. Together, let's discover how ancient wisdom can transform our modern lives. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.